Hi, welcome back. This is Textured Paper Weaving, Part 2. For today's assignment, you're going to need scissors and glue. So, I think it would be a good idea to start out with a paper that is, well, let's see. There we go. A lighter color. And we're going to have to do some careful folding, so pay attention. I'm going to fold my paper in half this way and try to line the ends up. And I'm going to really crease that. Now, I'm going to fold this paper up like this. And then I'm going to fold it up one more time. I'm going to open it up and do this up to here. So I went from here to the middle, and I'm going to go from the top to the middle. It might be a little trickier, but you can do it. I have confidence in you. And then we're going to open it up again. So this is the open side right here. I'm going to make a fold at that side too, like just a little bit. That's going to be my do not cut line. We're not going to cut past here. Alright, so this is what it looks like when it's open. We need to make it look like this. In order to make it look like that, we have to make sure we don't cut through these ends. And that's why I said we need a do not cut line. So let me go over this in marker. You don't need to do this. I'm just doing this to show you. We're going to cut these lines. If you want to do this so it's easier for you to see your cut lines, that's okay. Just make sure that when we start weaving that this goes on the back and not the front, because nobody wants to see all the Sharpie marks. You could do this with a pencil too. Alright, so I'm going to cut these lines. These are my stop lines. So I'm folding it back up like this. And I'm going to cut from here to here and then stop. So I'm cutting through two pieces of paper right now, not just the one, but both. When I open it up, it will be cut all the way across. I have one more. Try not to cut choppy. It's going to make too many jagged marks. Alright, so when I open it up, it's like that. All the way through. This is actually the same way we make a paper lantern. You just connect the ends and go like that, and you have a paper lantern. But we're not making paper lanterns today. So I don't want to see those marks, so now I'm flipping it over. And here's my painting from last week. I want to cut strips across the short way on my paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my pencil and draw some lines to cut on. I want them all to be about the same thickness. So there's 1, 2, so I'm going to write a number on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want you to put these numbers on there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, my lights went out. 9, and 10, and 11. All right, so I have 10, 11 strips. You're not going to need all the strips because this paper is going to fill in this paper. All right, I'm going to turn this around so I can see it. Well, I guess I don't need to. I'm going to start with my first strip. I'll cut right on the line. And then I'm going to set this aside. Now I need my glue, so I'm going to use a glue stick. All right, ready to go. Now I'm going to weave it into the pink paper. So weaving is something that people use to make things strong. So if you just had a thread or a whole bunch of threads, you just laid them across the table and you picked them up together, they wouldn't be very strong. But when we lock them together by weaving them, they become very strong, and that's how we make fabric. Now, a lot of materials are woven. Carbon fiber is woven and used in a lot of things right now. A lot of bicycles. I believe those big giant blades on the windmills are made out of carbon fiber. Those fibers are woven together. Weaving makes things stronger. All right, so I'm going to take my strip. That's my strip number 1. And let's see, I started there. So I'm going to weave. I'll make my first strip go over this and under this one. And I'm going to go over, under, until I get to the other side. Over, under, over, under. All right, once I get to this side, I'm going to take my glue stick and just put a little glue under there and stick that down so it doesn't slide around. All right, now I'm ready for strip number 2. So I'm going to cut it out. And now I'm going to start weaving this in. But instead of doing it just like this one, where it was over under, that's not weaving. That would just all go to the end. So now I'm going to start by going under the first piece and always doing the opposite of what I did with the last piece. And it's easier when you can hold everything up. I'm trying to show you, so I'm going to keep it all flat here. There. I'll slide it all the way. It has to go all the way over until it touches this one. And then I'll take my glue stick and glue this end down because that end's not showing right now. All right, I'm going to keep going. Let me do one more with you and then I'll pause this video and I will come back when it's all finished. All right, so does this go on top like this? It sure does. It does not go under because the last one went under. So I'm going to go under, over, under, over, under, over, and under. Slide it way down. Put a little glue under there. Stick it down. Bam. All right, when you come back, this will all be finished. All right, I'm almost finished, but like many of you, you might have run into a problem where you get to the end and this piece isn't going to fit in there. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut a real skinny piece to finish it off. Because the more pieces I get in here, the stronger and the tighter this is going to be. As you get to the end, it gets trickier to get these through as well. So I'm going to be real gentle not to rip the pink paper. So just a little weaving terminology for you, or vocabulary. The pink paper would be called the warp. And the paper I'm sliding through would be the weft. So when you're weaving, the strings that you're weaving through are the warp, and the strings that you're weaving with are the weft. Warp, weft, with. It's a tongue twister. All right, let me glue that one down. All right, it's all finished. except for one thing. I want to turn it over and glue all of these back tabs down. So you can see all of my mess is on the back. I've got my permanent marker marks on the back. I have my numbering on the back. Because this is a one-sided thing, no one's supposed to see the back. Only the artist sees the back. And a lot of art on the back, it is messy. But on the front, we show good craftsmanship and our neat work. And it looks like that. So we zoom that in. Zooming. There we go. So we can see our nice textures that we painted and used crayon with. And our nice tight weaving. When you're all finished, turn it in by clicking Add Response on the part 2 of our texture paper weavings. All right, I'll see you next week.